Castor Oil soaps. I'm so glad you could join me today. I'm in like a really super happy mood. Today's video is going to be a very fun one. We're going to be making cilantro cucumber wasabi soap. If you aren't already following me, I have two Instagrams, one for royalty soaps and one for personal life, which is about to get very, very busy and hectic due to some secret projects I can't tell you about quite yet. Give us a follow over there if you feel so inclined, and without further ado, let's get soap making. We're gonna begin by pouring the lye water solution into the oils. How else could we begin? There are no other options. And now I'm going to blend up on high until everything is incorporated. We're splitting this batch into 2 equal parts. One of these buckets is going to be light green and one of them is going to be dark green. For the light green color, I'm going to be using Green Vibrance Mica from Nurture Soap. And for the dark green, I'm going to be using Alpine Green from Nurture Soap. Now I'm going to blend these into our 2 buckets. Now that both of my colors have been blended, it's time to add the fragrance oil, and today I'm using Cucumber Wasabi Cilantro from Nature's Garden. You can really smell the cucumber, the wasabi, and the cilantro, like all 3 separately. It's a very, very wonderful fragrance. I think if you had to compare it to something, you might compare it to like a fresh cut grass or something. All the same, it's very green, very natural, definitely smells like a growing plant. I'm going to set the dark green off to the side, and I'm not going to mix that up until the light green has set up completely, because the light green is going to be our bottom color. So let's mix it and then we'll pour it into the molds. I'm now going to pour the green in, and I'm going to pour the whole container in. It's going to fill up this mold about halfway. I've got to scrapey my container. Man, when I say scrapey now, it sounds bad. Scrapey, scrapey. Sounds like a Disney villain's like catchphrase or something. I'm gonna let these 2 soaps set up a little bit more before I pour the next layer onto them. Should take anywhere between 5 and 8 minutes, I would say. The soap is hard enough now so that if I'm really careful, it shouldn't break too far into this line here. But if it does, that's okay, because I'm going to put a hanger through it anyway. And I've split off my batch into the 2 original buckets that I had for the 2 different colors. I just used the empty one. That way I can make sure I don't have too much liquid in there and that it's too hard for me to pour. So you can see I'm going really, really slow. Both of these colors are greens, so the line is not going to be as distinct anyway, but if you're using 2 really contrasting colors like a red and a white, you want to make sure that you go really careful, because any little mess up there is going to be really obvious. I'm gonna come over here, start from the other side. I only go to the middle most of the time just because it gives me better control. Now I can go a little faster because I have that first layer on. Come over here to this side, do the same thing, layer it on. If you're doing big batches, you can also split them into multiple layers and then just blend them up separately. That'll ensure that your lines are really straight. Now taking the other bucket, I'm gonna fill this up almost all the way, not completely though, because it makes it really hard to put the hanger through if it's completely full. Makes it really easy to kind of splash the soap up onto the sides. Now I have my hanger swirling tool. It's not an actual hanger, it's just like a really bendy covered, like plastic covered wire, I believe. It's from Brambleberry. It's their swirling tool, and you can bend it into any shape you want to fit any mold you want. So I'm going up and down, and I'm making sure that I hit the bottom of the soap, and then I pull straight up, all the way up to the tippy top. This is a great fragrance oil to use because it gets hard enough on the bottom to support another layer of soap, but not so hard that the design is gonna be compromised. I'm not gonna wipe this off as much as it kills me. I'm gonna move this to the side and we're gonna put the little extra soap that we have on here into a separate container. Because if there's any light green on that swirling tool, I don't want it mixing with the dark green. So now I'm gonna finish up the top with the dark green. All right, so now that all the soap is in, I'm gonna let it sit and harden up while I mix up my frosting. My soap frosting has set up enough so that I can pipe it. I put some titanium dioxide in there with some apricot seed powder for a little texture. And I'm using the Royalty Soaps piping set available at nurturesoap.com. And you guys can probably see that it's a little runny, but I'm a little impatient. Caleb and I just finished watching the first season of Broadchurch and I am obsessed. It was so good. It's a little bit sad, just disclaimer, it is a little bit sad, but it was such a good TV show. It's a murder mystery, so might not be appropriate for children, but older people would really enjoy it. David Tennant is just, he's just swoon worthy, isn't he? I only watched 2 of the Doctors for Doctor Who. I watched Matt Smith and I watched David Tennant, and I really liked both of them. There's such a huge war, though, between Doctor Who fans, or Whovians, I guess is what people call them, between who the best Doctor is, and if the show was better, like in the 60s, I believe is when it was started, or if the modern day version is better. But I wouldn't know because I haven't seen any of the old ones. If you've seen them and you like them, let me know in the comments below and I might give it a watch. In the comments section recently, I've seen a lot of people say something like, first I was watching this, how did I get here? Why is this in my recommended feed? Like, I'm never going to make soap, ever. And I personally think that's really funny. I just like to think of it as another form of entertainment. You know what you're also not gonna do? All of those nail tutorials and makeup tutorials you watch. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Do you know how many nail art tutorials I've watched? I'm never gonna do my own acrylic nails. It's like, it's never gonna happen. I'm probably never gonna go to Coachella. I didn't go to prom, and I still watch every single Coachella and prom makeup tutorial that is on YouTube, I swear. Ooh, look, I have some frosting left in the bag. Let's put another little fun tiny dollop here on top of these. Must get last 3 so close. Yes! Now for the fun part, all the decorations. I have here some Shamrock Flare Mica. Flare Micas are now called biodegradable glitters at Nurture Soap. And I'm pretty sure this one isn't even available anymore. I'm using up a sample I had from a long time ago. And I'm just gonna put a quick drizzle on here. Make sure every single bar has a bit of green. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of green glitter and I'm gonna put that right down the middle of these bars here. This could totally have been made for St. Patrick's Day. Add a little fun to the bars, and now I'm gonna put some biodegradable glitter all over. This is my favorite glitter. I will link it down below. And my friends, we are done. This is what the soap looks like up close. Simple, elegant, but absolutely smashing. We're gonna let this sit for 18 to 24 hours and then we'll come back and cut it up after this quick commercial break. We are back the next day to cut up the cilantro wasabi cucumber soaps. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Like, just pulling it out of the mold, it already smells amazing. Gonna press down gently on these bars. Nice, even pressure. And I can't wait to show you guys the inside. Isn't that cool? So that hanger pulled down this dark green and pulled up the light green so that it's all perfectly melded together in that cool hanger swirl. I'll show you this one up close. Here's an end piece. And can you imagine what it would look like if you did like super contrasting colors, like a black and a white? Ooh, ooh, it gives me shivers just thinking about it. So the question of the day is, do you like cilantro or do you hate it? I've never personally known anyone who is on middle ground for this question. It seems like everyone pretty much like just loves the crap out of it or doesn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I personally love it. I mean, being a Texan, Tex-Mex and Mexican food are like, I mean, you just have to eat it. You just have to. And cilantro is pretty much a staple in those dishes. So I love it. Here's the top of it so you guys can see the glitter. If you would like to vote in the question of the day, you can click the I in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. These soaps will be available on May 2nd at royaltysoaps.com, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment down below, and if you would like, you could click the notification bell so the soap fairy alerts you every single time I upload a new video. And until next time, I hope you all have an absolutely fabulous week. Go do something for yourself today, a little something to make you happy, whether that's getting a coffee or painting your nails or eating ice cream. That would make me happy. And I will see you all soon, so until next time, bye for now. Meow.